Hey, everybody. Hey, Stephanie. I can see you. All right. Can everybody hear me well?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. If something becomes a problem, just let me know, because I can't always see how you're doing. So how was the first week of our Zoom disaster in general? No emotions? All right. So if it was good, click on yes. If it wasn't that good, click on no. Yes, a question.
A few of us was kind of confused about the weekly assignments.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay if you go over that once more?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Are we on time yet? Let's see. Let's give people who are joining us a second. All right. So let's go to the syllabus. Let me share it with you. No, that's this one. Okay, here we go. Share. Okay. Now remember what I said. You have the mandatory components and you have the optional component. So mandatory components are on this page of the syllabus, which is called the weekly schedule. So everything that's here is required. And the dates are obviously are available here in the quizzes column. And then the assignments. Assignment 1 doesn't really have a lot of steps because it's a short one. Assignment 2 has a bunch of steps. So whatever is listed for that week is the stuff that's required. So let's look at the week 2 that's coming up. All right, so for week 2, you only have one required thing, and that's your CD training. In fact, 2 people have already done that, and I'll share with you what it looks like in a few. Everything else that's posted on Blackboard is optional. That is, you have 50 points that you can accumulate over a period of September, October, November, just the beginning of December, 3 months. And what you need to work toward is accumulating about 3 to 4 points a week. So that part is actually optional. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And again, whatever you can do for that week is posted. So now let's unshare this on the Blackboard. And let's now look at the Blackboard. Here we go. Okay, let me share the Blackboard. Here we go. Okay, so this is the weekly schedule section of the Blackboard. All right. Today is week 1. It's the second session of week 1. If I click on that, right, you're going to get a bunch of things. The first one is the honor code. I'm asking you to say true because it's about being ethical in doing the research, also in not cheating during your quizzes. This is obligatory, but it doesn't take any time. The next piece is the chapter that you needed for your practice quiz. Practice quiz wasn't graded, so if you did it, kudos to you. If you didn't, not a problem because it doesn't count toward anything. All right. The next thing is how to use Zoom as a student. Again, it's not listed on the weekly schedule in the syllabus, so it's not required. If you know how to use Zoom, you just don't need that. But in case you needed it, it's there. Okay, what else? Videos. So there is a bunch of things. See, waiting room. 1 second, admittal. A bunch of videos. Again, none of them is required. This is for you to do more or have me explain certain things that are important in the chapter. Okay? There is also other things like, what is science? Why is psychology a science? Or what is a scientific method? We'll talk about that a little bit today. Again, if you're comfortable with the material just from the chapter, you're okay. What else? One person is waiting. Continue. Lecture 1 was, remember, lecture 1 was this Tuesday. Normally, all Tuesdays will be synchronous, but they're not required. If you don't want to attend it, you don't have to. If you do attend it, you're going to get a point for that. Finally, you have activities that you could engage in and would get 1 point for each of those activities. There was one special activity for this week called critical thinking training. It's only available this week, so I show you a list of the people for whom I know because they emailed me that they took it. This one is worth 2 points. Assignment 1 is here, although it's also on the left, because assignment 1 is due October 1st. So we need to start doing something about it soon enough. In-class activities is for us to do in class. And then I have this little homework list of things to do for the next week. So what I'm asking you to do for the next week, and this is really critical, that's what you need to do. That's the mandatory stuff. You have to do the city training program. Again, I will show you what it looks like in a minute. You need to read chapter 4. So we're not doing chapter 2 and 3 yet. We are skipping from chapter 1 to chapter 4. And then I'm asking you to do a few activities that will give you a few points. Okay. Whoever had a question, because I missed the speaker view.
I did. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to double check that the activities, as you said, aren't mandatory. We could just do it for like, for a little more.
Right. That's, well, you think about it. If you are getting, so let's calculate the points again for a second. You are getting 50 points from the quizzes. You're getting 50 points for the assignment 1, and you're getting 150 points. Is it 150 points? For, yes, for assignment 2. So that's 300 points. If you don't do any of the activities for the remaining 50 points, your highest grade will be 300 points. So now if you go to, so let me unshare this. If you go back to the syllabus, right? Hold on a second, let me open up the syllabus. I have something else.
Because yesterday I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know what to do with these activities because I was checking and nobody had posted, so I thought I was crazy. So I just wanted, I was waiting here just to double check. Okay, but now, like I checked last night and nobody had posted, so is it basically too late for me to add in?
So let's do the following, because we all are learning how to do that. But I'll show you. Just tell me who you are.
Jasmine. From
Jasmine. Okay, good. I'll show you what it looks like, Jasmine, on the blackboard, so you can possibly you could not find the right place. But let me just,
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's, here we go again. Let's share another thing. Here we go. Okay, so this is, I'll open it up if I can. All right. In the syllabus, this is page 4 of the syllabus. You have this grading scale. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make it a little larger. Maybe that might be better. So here you see that 350 points will give you 100%. So anything that is within 93% to 100 is an A. So imagine now you don't have 50 points. All you have is quizzes, assignment 1 and assignment 2. So you're going to be at 300 points if you have done everything correctly. So whatever that number is, we can quickly calculate that, what percentages it will give us. So 350 is 100, and 300, I'm just doing it in Excel because I'm too lazy. All right, 300 times 100 divided by 350. All right. Oops, sorry. Divided by 350. That's 86%. So going back to the syllabus, all right, if you get 86 points, Jasmine, right, you are on the border between B and B plus.
Right.
So now the only way I could upgrade you if you participated in class at least sometime.
So it's not mandatory. It's just recommended we participate.
Yeah, otherwise, you know, what do? You're doing something, but you're not getting any credit. If you don't do anything but the bare minimum, but you have to be 100% perfect to get a B.
Okay.
If you do some activities, you will possibly upgrade yourself. And if you are not, if you haven't done particularly well in one of the quizzes, you can compensate by doing activities. The activities are your choice. I don't want to mandate what you need to do. As long as you're accumulating, you know, 3 to 4 points a week, because you need 50 for the, if you want to do whole 50, because you don't have to. You can do 10, you can do 1, you can do none.
Right.
Sometimes, and I can hear you, some of you may find it a little not very firm. I mean, I'm not giving you, you have to do this, because I don't want to. I want you to be able to manage your own education. So if there are a certain activity you want to do, and I haven't listed it because I haven't thought about it, that's okay. You can either ask me a question or actually do it. And I
Do the
will.
activities ever have like a due date?
Let's say they all will be due before the Tuesday class of next week. So the activities for week 1 should be completed by mid-afternoon, Tuesday, September 7th. Yes.
Okay.
Somebody else, a guy had a question. Who were you? Can you, you had a question about being confused in terms of what's mandatory, what's optional. Who were you, and did I answer your question?
Yes, you answered my question. Thank you.
Oh, Jeremiah. Okay, good, Jeremiah. Okay, let me share with you a few of the notes, and you can at any point ask me a question again, raise your hand, or unmute yourself, and I will address your question as we proceed. Okay, so let's look at the notes. Now, where are the notes? All right, give me a second, because I have too many windows open. So I am, there it is. Okay, now let's share. Is it this? Show all windows. funny. All right, let me close a couple of things to make my life easier. So hang on, guys. We don't need that. So, okay, let me take attendance and then I'll come back to that stuff. So when I call your name, just your first name, say something like here or yes or hello, whatever you want to say. Yes, sure. Okay, attendance. There we go. Taylor. Okay, Jeremiah, you just asked the question, so you're obviously here. Jackie.
Here.
Good. Louis. All right. Thomas.
Here.
Oh, Louis, are you here? You don't have a mic? Oh, yes, you have a mic. Hi, Louis. Can you say something? All right, your sound is all right. I assume you're here. So Thomas, you said yes, right?
Yes.
Good. Cholani.
Here.
Very good. Monica. Okay. Eileen.
Yeah, Professor, I'm here. Monica.
Oh, sorry, Monica. Okay, I'm going
One
back
second.
to you. All right. Eileen.
Here.
Good. Milana.
Here, Professor.
Very good. Devin Joy.
Here.
Okay, you missed last class, right, Devin Joy?
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Good that you came now. Vanessa.
Here.
Good. Chidima.
Miss Sakarina.
Yes.
Terrence said he's here, but he doesn't have a mic.
Well, we'll get to Terrence a little later, but now I'm looking for Ibazim Chidima. No? Okay. Tara?
Here.
Irving?
Here.
Good. Victoria?
Hello, Professor.
Hello, Victoria. So Terrence doesn't have a mic, but he is present in the chat. Okay, good. Our new student, Jennifer? Are you with us?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Jennifer. Your sound is a little low. You may have to adjust it.
Okay.
If you look down underneath the pictures, you'll see the mic has the sign mute.
I see.
So if you click on the arrow, okay, there is an option for you to test your speaker and your microphone. So you may want to adjust that. All right, let me go back to where I was. Didi.
Hi, Professor.
Hello, Didi. You're here with us. Alma.
Here.
Good. Callista.
Here.
Excellent. Romaine.
Here.
Okay, you were not present last week, Romaine, were you?
I was not.
You were not. Okay, good. Well, thank you for joining us now. Rita?
Hi, Professor.
Hello, Rita. Very good. Seaver?
Hi, Professor.
Hello, Seaver.
Hello.
Norma?
Hi, Professor.
Good. Irina, my namesake? I guess I'll never meet her, huh? Okay. Jasmine is here. Kim?
Here.
Hello, Kim. Edgar?
Here.
Okay, good. Joanna?
I'm here. I'm sorry, Professor. I kept leaving and coming back. I couldn't hear you on my computer.
I see. That's okay. As long as you come back, that's fine. Do what you need.
Thank you.
Do what you need to do. Sadiru. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, you got it, Professor.
You were not present either, right?
No, I just got into class recently.
Okay, good. Tyrell,
Present, Professor.
are you on the phone or on the computer this time?
I'm on the phone.
Okay. Lisbeth.
I'm here.
Okay, Elizabeth, you were absent last time as well, right?
Yeah.
Professor,
Yeah.
I wrote in the chat, hey, Professor, I'm here. My mic doesn't turn on.
And you are?
No, I'm saying Irina wrote it in the chat.
Irina doesn't have a mic. I see. Okay. Thank you, Milana. Now I got it. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow too. Zoomed out all day on Zoom. Ugh. Stephanie, I saw you, but you could say something.
Hello.
Hello, Stephanie. Skylet. Skylet? Okay. And the last person is Jenny. Jenny, are you with us?
Hi, Professor.
Very
I'm
good.
here.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right, guys. So now let me make an attempt to share the notes again. Here we go. Yay. And I'll make it larger. And I'll go to the front. Okay, so just in case, oops, we don't need September 10 yet. If somebody needs special accommodations, please make sure that the Office of Student Accessibility emails me, and I will gladly do my best to help you succeed in the class. I haven't received any requests yet from any of you in this class. I'm just reminding you that if you're entitled to additional time or scribes or anything else that that office can help you with, you should let me know privately so I can adjust, let's say, the timing for the quizzes. All right, next thing is, as you know, by September 15th, we have to provide what's known as verification of enrollment. In the old days, good old days, all you had to do was to show up for a class. Now, today, situation is a little different. Here is the email message from Julene Robinson, who is our associate registrar. Students must participate in a minimum of one academically related activity in order to be marked as attending. Academically related activities include, but are not limited to, submitting an academic assignment, taking an exam, a quiz, an interactive tutorial, a computer-assisted instruction. So those of you who have done practice quiz are in good shape. Okay, let's see. I'll come back to the questions in a second. If there is a question that needs to be addressed. Participating in an online discussion about academic matters. So Jasmine will come back to the blog, to the discussions in a second on the Blackboard. And that's going to be the next point, participating in discussions boards. If you have made a posting, you have engaged in an academic activity that counts. Assessing pre-recorded and digital curriculum materials. Well, I'm not sure what they mean by that. I don't know if you watch something. And initiating contact with a faculty member to ask course-related questions. Okay, so those of you who emailed me about various things, you have initiated a contact with me. Now, what's interesting here is she says logging into an online class is not enough by itself to demonstrate participation in an academically related activity by the student. So just being there without doing anything does not get you sort of verified. All right. Okay. As you know, this past week was a little bit of a flexible week, so people could join. So we have a new student who joined us, Jennifer, not Jenny, of course. Jennifer, do you have a camera that you could put yourself on the screen and give us a 1-minute introduction about who you are?
Yeah, hi. I was actually trying to post my introduction video today, but I was having some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But hi, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Makarevich. My parents, they are from Belarus originally, but I was born here in Brooklyn, and I still live here all my life. So I'm a junior now at CSI, and I have been majoring in psychology. My hopes are to eventually become a teacher in psychology. I did dream to teach in high school, but not a lot of high schools offer psychology courses, but
Yeah.
maybe in the future. And then, but the overall goal is I want to become a principal, so to work into administration. So, step by step from teacher to principal, hopefully in time that'll all work out. And two fun facts about myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a professional dancer, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, I did ballet, ballroom dancing. I was even on Broadway for a little bit. And let's see, something else. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's kind of taken over my life. I know it's not a fun fact, but I try to not let it like negatively affect me, and I try to work it into my life and try to be positive and work hard as trying to live as normal as possible.
Mm. Do you know the show called Project Runway?
Yeah.
So there was one of the winners of that show who was from Belarus.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah, you wouldn't think because it's such a small country. There's not a lot of people have success from there coming to America. You don't hear a lot.
Yeah, well, Belarus is now on everybody's mind because of what's going on. How's your Belarusian? Do you actually speak it?
Yeah, and I read and write too.
Wow, that's so unusual.
I know. I went to a Russian private school here in Brooklyn. They have one, Bambi Academy. So I was lucky enough to learn the language.
Fantastic. Well, welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
All right. Now you can turn your video off if you don't want to have it on. Okay, so Jen introduced herself. That's good. Another little thing for you guys to know that we're not doing a formal library instruction, but it is important that you know how to use the library resources. Of course, the library itself is closed, but they have online 24/7 chat reference available to you. So one of the things that we will start talking about even today is your assignment number 1. And of course, assignment number 1 has to do with you comparing what mass media tells us about a particular research topic and then finding a research article that this popular press used as a source. Now, sometimes these things are not easy to come up with. It only sounds easy. So if you are stuck, of course, you can talk to other people in class, you can talk to me, but you can also email, you can chat with the librarian. And they are extremely helpful. They really love working with students. So don't be shy. You can go directly I'll post all these links for you to access on the Blackboard, so you don't have to scramble writing down things or taking pictures, whatever you may have to do. Now, really what we need is, in terms of research articles, we basically need PsycInfo, but we can always use Academic Search Premier and Science Direct. Well, these are the 3. You can also use PsycArticles, but PsycArticles is a part of PsycInfo. So those 3 digital databases are the ones that are important. And the library has a bunch of videos, how to use the library, and a bunch of online tutorials. I know you are inundated with all kinds of stuff that's coming your way. There is more. So, but you'll choose what you think is important for you.
Professor?
Okay, yes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So in regards to the Tuesday classes,
Mm-hmm.
how would we like access them? Because I know you said like that could also count towards like points or whatever.
Yes. Okay. The only issue is that it's going to be a new Zoom link. So we have a Zoom link for our Thursday classes. That's the one that's using now. And I will create, I haven't done it because we haven't had a Tuesday synchronous session yet. So wait for me to post the new Zoom link. I will post it and I will email it to you guys. So your attendance and hopefully participation in the lecture, which I will record for those of you who cannot do that, will count as 1 point.
Okay, no problem.
Good. So all you have to do is wait for me to send you another Zoom link. One of many.
Yeah, all of this is Zoom stuff.
Well, hey, listen, I hear you. You know, we all are in, for me, this is the 4th Zoom today. So I feel like, okay, I live in Zoom.
You're like, you're a Zoomer now.
Yeah, I'm a total Zoomer. I'm sure you guys are also in the same situation. So coming back to Jeremiah's point in terms of what's mandatory and what's optional, as long as you follow what's on page 4, is it page 4, of the weekly schedule in the syllabus, these are the mandatory things. Everything else is do what you can. I hope there will be topics that you will find interesting, and then you'll do a little bit of work on your own through the activities. Okay, let's continue, and then I'll come back to the Blackboard. You will be writing a lot in this class. That's the nature of the beast. Okay, I see hands. Right, let me.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't want to be a pain in the butt, but I think I sent you the critical thinking evidence like twice. So
you
just
did.
in case,
Okay.
because my name's not there.
Okay, not a problem. I will. Remember, I am a little bit behind because I was traveling, but Jasmine, not a problem. By Monday, I will have all your grades in terms of what you have done on the Blackboard. Monica, go ahead.
No, I was just asking about the lecture on Tuesday. How we gonna attend it? Like if it's recorded, but you already answered it. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else who has another question?
Yeah, I do, Jennifer.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
I wanted to ask, because I started this 201 class actually 2 semesters ago, but I had to withdraw. And I actually did the city training before.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good. It's good for 3 years. So if you have done a city training somewhere else and it's within the 3-year period, so it's not earlier than 2017, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I did it 2 semesters ago for the
Good. Remember, there's one thing, Jennifer, that you need to know, that certificate has a score on it. And that's the score that I will use. So if 2 years ago you were just going through this and just passed it, which is 80%, which means it's a score of 8. That's what you want, not a problem with me. But if you want a 10, which I assume you should, then perhaps you have to retake it and make sure that you get.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 10 out of 10.
Okay, then that's fine.
I worked really hard on it. Like I remember it was really difficult. There was a lot of reading.
Yes.
To do. Yeah, so I worked through it. Thank you, though.
All right, that's not a problem. So I'm asking you, when this is in the syllabus too, is to create your Google Doc and actually post that. There are 2 pages. Well, let's. Rita, is it okay if I share one of the pages that you sent me?
Yes, Professor, you can share it.
Okay, good. So let me show you what Rita has done. Okay, where are we? That's the problem of having too many windows open. Right, complete report. Here we go. So with Rita's permission, okay, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first page. That's the page that shows that you have completed that certificate course. I don't actually need it. That's okay. You can, hold on to that because you may need it. The second page is the one that shows what you got in terms of percentages for each of the modules, and then there is a cumulative one. That's the page that I need because that's the page that gives me the score. Okay, so that's the page that I would like you to post in your Google Docs so I can get the score from there. But of course you have to share your Google Doc with me so that I can view it. If it is still an issue, if you're still struggling, you have too many things to do, you can, as an exception, email me your certificate like Rita did, and I will credit that as your city score. Again, remember maximum is 10, minimum is 8. Okay, now we can get rid of that. Stop sharing.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes.
Yeah, can you explain the city training again? Because I'm not CUNY. I was at I usually go to Stoneybrook. I'm taking classes here, and so the city training that's required.
Yes, and the reason why it is required because you guys are going to be doing psychological research. Yeah. And presumably the psychological research is with humans. Well, I mean, you could do animals too, but you cannot engage in a psychological research with human participants unless you're trained. So this city training is a general protocol available to all the schools in this country and beyond, actually. I use it with my European students as well. There you have several ways of taking it. For you, Sadiro, you have to take the undergraduate component, undergraduate track, whatever it's called. The instructions are posted on Blackboard in week 2. Okay. So you download the instructions, read them, create an account, and take the training. Siver, would you mind sharing with us your experience with doing that?
Hi, sure. It does take a little bit of time. So, if you have time to do it in one sitting, that's great. But you pretty much, I believe there's a link on the syllabus. And once you click through the link, you kind of create a profile. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to signify that you are with the CUNY University. And as you're setting up your profile, because there is an option to pay for something, but you don't have to do that. And you have to make sure that you click the correct link of what the professor suggested. It was like the basic, I think, training. It's also on the syllabus. And then from there, I don't know if Rita did it as well, but there was a like a COVID part. Yeah, so I don't know if I kind of just did the quizzes because it popped up, but basically there were 3 quizzes about COVID training, but then there were also 8 quizzes pertaining to the training. So and it is a lot of reading, and I believe Jennifer said that as well.
How long did it take you, Seaver, to get through? Because you got a perfect score.
I believe in multiple sittings, it was like 2 sittings of 3 hours each, like 3 hours in one sitting, and then in the same day, and then I took a break, and then about another 3 or 4 hours. But that was just because my mind was kind of, I also wanted to get you can redo your quizzes. So anytime I got like an 8 out of 10, I just chose the retake option just to modify, make sure I get the perfect score. But
is there a limit on how many times you can retake the quiz?
I didn't see any. I think even one quiz I took it, I needed about 3 attempts. So, but I don't believe there was a limit.
Okay. I think, and that may be the very last one, maybe the one that has a limit on how many times you can retake it. So with the last one, be careful. Don't rush.
That's September 10th, right?
Yes, this is due next Thursday before class, right? So you can spread it over a week. So now let me see what I have.
Do you want us to email you the certificate?
I would prefer you to post it in your Google Doc.
Oh, Google. Okay.
And make sure that this Google Doc is shared with me, giving me an option to edit it, because we'll be using it throughout the semester. I'm saying you can email it to me if you're having issues with Google Docs, because I need the score.
Okay.
Oh, Professor.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I took critical thinking training, but my name is there. I don't want to get credit for something I didn't do. I don't remember if I took it.
Okay, so let me see. Hold on, Jeremiah. Let's just finish the online piece and then get to. You can see the Word document, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the last thing that is a general announcement for everybody is for you guys to know that we have online tutoring services for writing at the CSI Writing Center. They will resume, they are resuming today as of September 3rd. If you click on that link, which again I will post for you, you can schedule an individual appointment with a tutor. And if you have a draft of your assignment one, of course, there's 3 of you, you can either all or one of you could attend that online session and get help from a tutor. And you could specifically request a tutor who knows APA style. That's useful. We also have our own psychology tutors. So I think when you go to the general tutoring center, this is the writing center, right? If you go to the general tutoring center, there is an option to choose a particular discipline. So in this case, you will choose psychology, and you'll see who of the potential available tutors specializes in APA or 201, and that's what you want. Now, okay, so now let's let's talk about this critical thinking. This is what I have. So Jeremiah says that he did not take it. Would you like taking it, Jeremiah? And
no, I'm saying I don't remember if I took it today because I had multiple classes today, so I don't really remember.
No. It does. Okay, it's not about taking it today. It's about taking it in the past week. Do you think you might have taken it earlier?
Probably, but I really don't remember.
All right,
what
so
I
you
ate for breakfast.
So you want me to check? I'll check. All right.
Thank you.
I mean, I remember I don't have access to that data, but my colleague who is collecting this information, I can check with him. Okay, Chalani, I have you, Monica, Eileen, Tara, Terrence, Callista, Seaver, Kim, Lisbeth, Jenny. I see you, Rita. Just a second. So who told me that you?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Okay, let's put you in there, Jasmine. All right. Jasmine Ramirez. Okay, good. Anybody else who took it and whose name is not on this list? Rita, you have a question about that?
Yes, Professor, I completed it, but I don't see my name.
Okay, good. So perfect. That's why I'm catching up. Anybody else who took it but whose name is not on the list? Okay, so people, you still have time. And that's an easy, well, maybe not so easy, but it doesn't have a grade. So it's an easy way to get 2 points. So if you...
As well, I don't see my name on there.
Okay, Stephanie. All right.
Yeah.
If you did not email me, I don't have a way of knowing. But like I said, I can check.
That might be why, because I've been having trouble with my email and I'm waiting for the help desk to email me back. So I don't have access to my CIX right now.
I see.
I apologize.
Well, but you can use your Gmail. It doesn't matter to me, or whatever, Yahoo, whatever you have.
Okay.
So if somebody, any of you, because that's what, about 15 people, but there's 35 people in the class. There's 20 more people. If you guys want your first 2 points, rush and do this. It's easy because it's available on the Blackboard as a separate link on the left, which I will share with you in a second so you can see it. Right, here we go. All right, see this critical thinking training on the left under the discussions. So if you click on that, you're going to get, it will look like a quiz, but remember, there are no grades. And once you have done that, you should email me. Yes, Vanessa, please ask your question.
Professor, you said that it's due by next Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's, if it is, again, I will check all of that. If it's date restricted, I will open it until next Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Alma, you have a question?
Yeah, I did mine, but I didn't see my name on the list.
Okay, good. That's why I'm not going to share it with you, but believe me, I'm putting your name on it. So what will happen over the weekend, I will catch up on all the Blackboard grading. So you will see all of this on Monday. If you see, let's say, if you don't see something you have done, like a discussion thing, and it's not credited, then email me. I hope I won't miss a lot of things, but I may, right? That happens. Okay, so again, I encourage everybody who hasn't participated yet to do this critical thinking training. Okay, now to the most confusing part is this discussions board. Now, as you can see now, what you can see now is my Blackboard, but you should be able to see the same. Oops, something went reload. Okay, let's see if we can reload. Okay, good. Can you guys see what I'm showing you? I have self-introduction with 23 posts. I have assignment 1 with 5 posts, and I have activities for today's week with 6 posts. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See her? Okay, good. So whoever had a question about this? Okay, Jeremiah, it's letting me take the assessments on Blackboard, so most likely I didn't do that. Okay. So if for every week that we have, if you would like to contribute to these 50 points in participation, you can do a bunch of things. I'm not restricting you really in things that you can do. So the first and easy one is to attend the lecture on Tuesday. From this point on, that is September 7th, until the end of the semester, I will be giving this lecture on Tuesday. And of course, I will record it for those of you who can't be there. But for those who can, what you have to do is you have to create a post. So actually, it's called a forum. Right here at the top on the left, you click on this button. I don't want to do it because then I'll create something. You click on that forum button and you put, and then it's going to be posted in the second week now, right? Because this discussion board will, here it is. See, that's September 8th through September 10th. So you click on that. Now nothing is going to be there because there are no posts. So you will create a thread and you will say something like summary of the lecture and the date. And well, I guess your name is helpful too, but I have it. And then you're going to write a 200-word summary, or you can pose a question. Or if you somehow notice something in the media, on TV and the blogs or whatever you are using, reading, viewing, you can post that as long as it is related to the topic of the week. Okay, so I'm going to go back to discussions. So another possibility is for you to do something about that week's topic, and that is posted. I know it's a little confusing because there is no one way to post things on Blackboard. It's all multiple choices, multiple postings. But if you go, I'm going to weekly schedule now. If I go to week 2, right? That's what's coming your way. You have the city training. You have a pre-quiz. It's ungraded. You have 7 questions. And if we have time, I can tell you why I'm using the pre-quiz as a tool to help you understand what's going on. But the most important thing, if you want to do any of these extra points, is to go into the activities. If I click on that, here you can see a couple of things. Like here is the Diderot Stoppel story, which is very interesting. If anybody like Jennifer, who's interested in continuing with psychology, should know what's going on with psychology in terms of what we call a replication crisis and data spinning. This is the data spinning issue. Monica, go ahead. Ask your question.
Professor, what are we required to do this week? So activities we're not required to do, it is extra points.
Okay, I started with this in half hour ago. Yes, activities are all optional. If you don't want to do any, you don't have to do any. But the maximum you can get in the class will be a B, because you just are not going to get enough points.
Yes, I understand, but I'm saying, so the activities is over like more points, but what about the pre-quiz? We have to do it every week, right?
No, you only have 5 quizzes total.
Okay, so whatever we have, we're gonna have to do it. So
it's on.
I want to know what's required to do every week. Like, what is the minimum thing I have to do every week so that I don't miss anything?
Okay, so let me unshare this again and go back to the syllabus. Okay, let's see, where are we? Here we are. Okay, whatever is on this page, Jennifer, this is page 6 of the syllabus. So, Jennifer, it's a quiz question for you. What's due in week 2?
You mean me, Monica?
I'm sorry, Monica. I'm thinking of Jennifer. Monica, yes. Look, do you see page 6 of the syllabus that I'm sharing now? I can make it a little larger. Monica, can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
So find the week 2. I tried to highlight it, but it's not highlighting too well. Do you see week 2 on the left?
Yes.
September 8th and September 10th. So what's due this week?
Only the training.
That's it.
Yes.
That's the thing that you have to do.
Okay, I got you.
Die or do, okay? Do it my way or the highway. That's all you have to do. If you only have time for one thing, that's it. If you want points for participation, okay, let's stop sharing this and go back to the Blackboard. Then you can do other things. One of them is you can attend the lecture on September 7th and get 1 point for that. Or you can do these activities, like you can read about this Dutch psychologist and then post a 200-word summary or questions on the discussion component. Yes, Lisbeth is asking a question. Would we be able to reply to people's discussions? Yes, Elizabeth, as long as 2 things are met. First of all, you're not just saying, I agree with you, because that's not a very interesting post. It should be something that will, what I call, move the discussion forward. So if you do a reply to somebody's post, then that's going to count. So let's go to the discussions now.
Professor?
Okay, yeah, Jennifer?
Yeah, I just have a question. That article you were just showing us, so we can put a 200-word summary about that?
Yeah, or you can ask a couple of questions about it, or you can,
It's like practice being like a research consumer.
Right, exactly. So I cannot list every possible activity there is under the sky, because I can't predict. So I'm flexible. If you have something else that you want to do, but that it is related to that topic of the week, that's fine with me.
Okay. Okay, so that's just our article is just an example.
Yeah, it's just an example. And you can do this article, you can do something else that's about replication.
But it has to be a scholarly article, right? For sure, like that's important.
If it could be mass media, as long as you critically assess it.
I see. All right, thank you.
Sir, so if we read it and we posted 200 words, we create our own thread?
Yes, you always create a thread if you are the first one to post about it. If you created a thread and somebody read it and would like to reply to you, then you're gonna click on, I think it's called comment or something. And I will see all of that when I will be checking your discussion entries every weekend, or let's say Monday, so I have it by Tuesday. Okay. So good. So here we have self-introduction and we have 23 posts. So if I click on that, I should be able to see a bunch of them. So we have Sever, we have Jenny, we have Callista, Milana, and so on. So self-introductions, reply. Okay, that's what it's called, reply. If you wanted to reply to somebody's introduction, you could certainly do that. Sever, I think, got carried away by doing a 6-minute introduction.
I did. I had to do the video over again. I apologize.
It's all right. Now, this is basically I'm not even getting any points for this. The idea behind these self-introductions is for you to find somebody that you like, and perhaps you would like to work with that person, because remember, we have to start putting you in groups. And in fact, we should start doing it today because our time is running out. So I suggest if somebody has already watched or have some ideas who you would like to work with, we can start with that. But the idea was to give everybody a chance to say something about yourself. So we can maybe take, I see Sever take 2. Who of the people who we have here, that's 23, is willing to share with us the introduction right now?
I'll share mine. Even though I was a little similar to my introduction on our first day, okay, I'll just do it again.
Okay.
Jasmine.
Let's see, Jasmine.
It's a video.
It's good. So let's find you. Jackie, Thomas, Rita, Victoria. Okay, Jeremiah, several times. Tyrell, Kim, Tara, Sever, Terrence, Chidima, Jasmine. There you go. Okay, so let's see if I click on that. Let's see if you guys can. It needs to download, so it's taking a couple of seconds. Yes, here we go. Let's see if, oops, that's not you, of course. Ah, what happened to it? All right. Can you? Can you guys see it?
No, I just see the thumbtack. Oh, I see you now.
You see something else. I see. Okay. Let me then do it again. Oh, Lord. How do we do that? Ah, maybe it is in here. Where are you? All right, I don't want to waste our time, but you get the idea, right? You just click on that link. You click on the link and you watch that person's entry. Now, can you see the Blackboard now, or is it not available to you either?
I still just see your screen.
I see. Okay, so let me share again and see if that will work. Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So going back to the discussions, I just clicked on the self-introduction, but here is other stuff, activities for week 1, and there are 5 posts that you can read them and you can respond to them. You can create your own entry, and each of them, as long as it has, 200 words or so, something, I will give you a point when I grade all of this at the end of the week. Any other questions that I need? My video is a cringe fest. Okay. Any other questions regarding this discussions, activities stuff? No? Everybody's good? Okay. All right. So let's stop sharing this. All right. So the chapter that you did for this week is the chapter about why we do psychology the way we do. Psychology is a science, and therefore it is using a scientific method. I mean, I'm playing with the format. I may not record a lot of those videos. I don't see the point if we can do it by text. So I emailed you a form. See if you guys can get it, and I'll try to put it on the screen. All right, and it looks like this. Did everybody receive this form? Yes, no?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There was just a bit of a delay of a response to you guys. So we need to start thinking about assignment 1, although we haven't gotten to arranging the groups yet. So I'm asking you to think about the component of chapter 1 that has to do with the data cycle. Okay? So why this flow chart, let's call it flow chart. Why this flow chart is important. Why is it important? It's because this is how the class will progress. So here, let's see if I can use some kind of a annotate mouse text. I guess here at the top we have this oval. So something is gonna go in it, and because we are in the middle of the class, it has to go in there now. When we get to the end of the class, we will be at the bottom of this flow chart. So here's the question for you guys. If you have this flow chart in front of you on your screen now, if you printed it or whatever you did with that, I'm asking you to write one word in that oval. And let's say I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. And then what I would like you to do is to type in this word in the chat. What could it be? What would go here at the beginning of the research process? That's the name of the flow chart. The name is the research flow chart, a research process flow chart.
The research question?
Okay, that's 2 words, Jeremiah.
Oh, wait, what was it? Oh,
I want 1 word.
Data.
Data, okay. Mindfulness. Okay. Keep going. Theory. Data again, or data. All right. Keep going. There's 32 of you, so I would like to see 32 possibilities. Subject, okay. What is the question? The question is, what is 1 word that's going to go into this oval at the top of the chart? Brainstorm. Okay, I'm going to say theory as well. Okay. Victoria says theory. Go on. Come on, guys. Brainstorm. We are brainstorming now, but what is the word? Research design. No, it's a bit too early for the design. Questions. Theory. Okay. Hypothesis. Okay, good. Good. Another person with hypothesis? All right. Good. So, hypothesis is good, but it's a bit too early for the hypothesis in the oval. Theory certainly is an interesting way to approach this, but it's not practical enough. I mean, we don't run theories in the cycle. Here is subject. Now, I'm asking for 1 word, so just subject is a little funny. Would have been like subject matter, I guess, but that's 2 words. Data is too early. Again, data would be somewhere in the middle. So who was the closest? Nobody, there is no bingo yet. Topic is pretty much close. So subject and topic are the closest. So I'm going to give you a hint. That word starts with an I. What is this word? Ideas, yes. Information, ideas. Monica. And who else said ideas? Rita says statistics. Okay, Monica gets the prize. So what we get here is idea, which means we don't have a hypothesis yet. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this is so much fun. All right, we don't have a hypothesis yet. We don't have a design. We certainly don't have any data. Our theory is not here. We have an idea. There's something that we find interesting, something that bothers us, or something that makes us curious, excited. So I want you to think for a second about good old days at CSI when we could actually come to classes in person. Think about places you spend your time in when we were in session. Think about library, parking lot, cafeteria, maybe a classroom. Did you ever notice a particular behavior? Because remember, psychology is a study of behavior. In fact, mental states. That's what William James suggested. Can somebody share with us an idea or something, a particular type of behavior that you either liked or disliked, or you thought about even when you were not observing it, something that piqued your interest? It would be nice if you would just calmness in the library. Fudge. Okay, well, Stephanie, unmute yourself for a second and tell us, what is it that you observed in the library that you found interesting or annoying?
I would say that the aspect of like calmness, because I know that after my classes, if I had a gap between my next class, I I liked that I was able to go to the library and everyone was kind of like, I mean, not on the first floor, because first floor kind of annoyed me, but as you go further up, it's more quiet, and it was just very peaceful for me. But yeah, no, the first floor, I can't really say the same. Because the first floor, it was more, I felt like it was more of like a hangout than it was like a library. Like, I feel like I would see similar occurrences in like the cafeteria.
Okay, that sounds good. Anybody who has witnessed anything interesting at the parking lot?
A lot of people taking naps.
At the parking lot?
At the library too.
The library, I can kind of see that because it's really soporific. But in the parking lot, what I've noticed at the parking lot is people. So tell me if somebody else has the same experience. If when there are no spots, right, and somebody else is entering the parking lot, that person is desperately looking for something. You, let's say, are coming to your car and you see that person being desperate, and you get in the car and you're doing things very slowly. You check your phone, you take your jacket off, you put your bag somewhere. It all takes time, and that person is shaking in his car, in your car. And so there is an interesting phenomenon that people who study human behavior notice, that it was in the mall, actually, not at the parking lot at the college, but I saw it here, that if there are people waiting, then people who are leaving are slower. Now, we've had a few people actually fight with each other at the parking lot. In fact, sometimes in the banner there would be an account of a fight with a bloody nose. That is, two people waiting for a parking lot would fight each other. Who will get the slot?
Like parking lots generally just give a feeling of like anxiety and rage.
Yeah, yes. When there are no spots, certainly.
An automatic stress.
Something in the cafeteria, behavior-wise, I would say like maybe with seating. Well, just and this is like in general, right? With seating, when you come to thinking about where to sit down, right? When you're in a cafeteria. Where people basically always choose to sit down, I noticed like you'll never really see anyone right away go towards the center or anything like that. You see mainly people going always around the walls, kind of secluding themselves, staying off to the side. Never really see anyone going like straight forward and center.
Yeah, what's interesting, I never thought of that in terms of sort of locations. Okay.
Like a thought.
Okay, good. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to generate some ideas. So
myself, like when I'm thinking to go sit down, it's just my own thought process. You know, it's kind of just always stay like towards the walls and out of eyesight, out of people's vision.
well, again, that makes sense. So now let's again use the chat, and I would like, especially those people who haven't said anything, to type in this idea. It doesn't have to be CSI, it doesn't have to be college, it can be a mall, it could be a public transportation. I mean, things are in flux. So I'm more talking about your previous experience, not necessarily what's going on now, but if you're interested in a particular behavior that's related to the quarantine or COVID, you can do that too. So I'm going to give you another couple of minutes to, maybe more than that, to try to generate an idea, a topic that you find interesting or annoying or puzzling. I mean, sometimes people's behavior is puzzling. And type it into the chat. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Stephanie says agitation in grocery stores. Alma is saying, why is it that some people think it's okay not to wear masks? I used to work fast food. That's from Eileen. And when we got an order wrong, people would get orally mad, and instead of being calm, they would yell at us. Yes, unfortunately. Civilization, civic behavior is not particularly common. Okay, Arvin, working at fast food must suck. Irvin, that's not an idea. This is an assessment of Eileen's statement. Can you please generate an idea? And I would like to see people like Elizabeth and Louis and Kimberly and Jenny and Jackie and Dee Dee. Go on. So Rita says anxiety when the cashier gives money back. Okay, Victoria, why people going crazy when someone is constantly clicking pen? Oh, I have my pet peeve is when you write on the blackboard and if you suddenly, a wrong angle of the chalk, the sound is maddening. The refusal of people to keep 6 feet apart. Okay. People not respecting social distancing. Jeremiah, when I worked at the wine emporium, I've noticed some people were often snotty and felt entitled when buying a case of Veuve Clicquot and paying with an MX. Nice. Vanessa, how I sometimes forget what to do with my hands when I walk past someone. Rita, when someone sitting right next to you keep shaking their leg. Oh, another problem that I hate is when people chew their nails. Ugh. As human beings, social. Okay, too many people in the elevator. Yes. Getting on an empty bus and someone sits next to you. That must be creepy, really. Sometimes people feel entitled for many things in life when people lie. Okay. Or when people chew so loudly. When my arm suddenly goes numb. That's interesting, but that's not really a psychological idea, Irving. So more like neuroanatomy / physiology. Tyrell, I work in retail. When I help customers, some people treat me like second-class citizen. I hate that. Oh, And so Tyrell, if you can push your thinking further, how does it look when you think that they're treating you as a second-class citizen? What's the behavior? Social anxiety when being in large groups, crowds. Gigi, when people tell me to speak up. Sorry, Gigi, I'll have to abuse you in that sense. I'll have to ask you to speak up. Social anxiety when being in large groups. When people like to damage property just for fun. Ah, yes. Nah, that was an accident. Okay, you see, guys, right? So what we are engaged in now is an idea. So for the assignment number 1, that's what you will have to do. Pisses me off. So let's go back to the blackboard, I guess. Here we go. So let's go to assignment number 1. Okay. Let's put that away. Here you have a bunch of things that you need to think about. Point number 1 is the actual assignment. And number 2 is the folder that contains a bunch of documents. So this is the actual submission page due October 1st. It is submitted as an assignment, but it's not 100 points. I have to check that. It should be 50 points. All right. You have the materials. Is that the correct one now? No. G, Y. See, I have to check a few things. Oh. Okay, I'm asking you to do a post on discussions for assignment 1. 5 people have already done that. So look at what other people did. Here is the sample assignment number 1. As you can see, I've posted 2 of them. One is a weaker one, the one that received a C. And the other one is a strong one, the one that received an A. So you can look at the media article, you can look at the research article, and then you can look at what the people wrote. Of course, this is anonymous. You don't know who, even I don't remember who these people were. So you can compare a weak assignment to our strong one. In my assessment of that assignment, which will be a group work, I will use a rubric, and there it is. I just don't want to do it right now. If I click on that, there will be 2 pages, and there will be all the points that I will be looking in your report, and you will be getting points. I think there's 27 points for content and 23 points for APA style. We haven't talked about APA style, but we will starting next week. And this is what I would like you to do, is to read a couple of things. So here is the popular press or mass media. I will be using these terms interchangeably. So it's a very short piece from the Time magazine based on the article by Alls and colleagues published in 2014. So your job for now is to try to think about the topic. You mentioned a few things in your chat a few minutes ago of things that of behaviors that you might find interesting to study. The problem now is to find a popular press description of a research article. So that's one of the things that you need to learn how to do. If you read something like New York Times or MSN website, health component, that might be a problem. That's why I'm saying if you're experiencing this problem, you may want to talk to the librarian and see if you can find something. Now, another good way for you to, so I would like you to perhaps do these 2. I think it probably is listed on week 2 as a homework assignment, to download these 2 articles, the popular press article and the original psychological research article, and read them, and then we will discuss them in terms of how do you compare the 2? How do you find whether, as a psychology research consumer, how do you find whether the journalist has done a good job describing what the scientists found? Because remember, scientific journals are not really that much fun to read. They're not that much fun to write either. But they are important. So we rely on these journalists. So maybe one of you will do something like this in your future career. We rely on journalists who will read these articles and then retell them to the general public. So people who have no special psychological training. Should they trust what the journalist said? That's the whole point of this assignment. That's why it is kind of related to your critical thinking training for those of you who've done that. So like I said, anything that you read or view, a TV program or a video blog or maybe if you're listening to something, any source will do, but the source needs to send you to the original article, otherwise you'll never find it. So a good way to do that, if you go to publishers materials, and you guys will have to tell me when I click on that whether you will see the change on your screen. Okay, do you see the change on your screen? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So here, this is the materials. Thank you, Jana. These are the materials posted by the creators of Beth Morling's supplementary stuff. So if you go to the publisher's materials at the bottom of the list, here you have Everyday Research Methods blog, for example. If you click on that, again, I don't know if you will see the change. Can you see the Everyday Research Methods blog?
Yes.
Fantastic. So here, if you scroll, you will see how she suggests you would do something like that. You would find an article. So there's a journalist who read about this article about stereotypes. So if you're an only child, now we have now, how many people do we have present now? 31. 31 of you. Okay, type yes in the chat if you're a single child, if you don't have siblings. Alma is the only child. Everybody else has siblings. Wow, that's amazing. I have a sibling too. All right, so here is a whole stereotype that only children are, Rita says Alma is happy, is lucky. Yeah, if you are the only child, you may be narcissistic. So that's an idea, and one could test that, right? If you were to create and recruit a group of people who either are only children like Alma or who have siblings like all of us, we can now give these two groups of people a particular questionnaire that will, yeah, it is crazy. You are the only one. And we can perhaps assess the narcissistic personality traits in people who are the only children and people who have siblings. So the interesting point is whether this journalist who read about this research wrote about it correctly. So you could potentially look at some of the suggestions that Morling has in this blog, or you can look for other things. I always wanted a sibling so much that when I was younger, I told my mom to go to the supermarket and buy one. Yeah, the Cabbage Patch. Okay, so at this point, let me see if we have anybody who is already interested in creating a group. So remember, our groups are by 3 people. Well, we'll have 3 students in the group. All right, so at this point, there's class is full as 35 people, but not everybody shows up. So today we have, how many do we have? We have 31. So at this point, we could have 10 groups. And out of 30, because I think somebody left, out of 30 of you, are there people who are willing to step up and say, I would like to be, at this point, a leader of one of the groups? And then we could try to assign 2 more people to that person and create a bunch of groups. So unmute yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm fine with being a leader.
Oh, excellent. All right, guys, give me a chance because I need to write it down. Okay, so let's start one by one, actually. I'm just trying to type in. Okay, so somebody who would like to be a leader. Jeremiah, you said you would like to be such a person?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, Jeremiah. Who else? Jennifer, would you like to be a leader too?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jennifer. Okay, there were a couple of other people who said yes. Who are you? Okay, we need 10 people. Volunteer, guys. You can always switch your roles once you have a group.
I'll be the leader.
Okay, Seaver.
Yeah, actually, I don't mind being a leader, and I actually have a former group already. I don't know.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Who would like to be in your group, Seaver?
I believe it's Jasmine Ramirez and Rita.
Jasmine and Rita. Okay, so we have our group number 1. Fantastic. All right. Who?
Irving said he wants to be a leader. Yeah.
Irving, you don't have your mic. Oh, you do. Okay, so would you like to be a leader as well? Okay, Irving.
Yeah, I have my mic.
Do you have people who you might already invite to be members of your group or not yet?
To be honest, I don't know who to choose.
Okay, so you don't have to. That's not a problem. All right. We just add me. Okay. Whoa. Okay, someone. Irving. Okay, we need 6 more people to step up. I couldn't hear anything. The audio kept lagging. Terrence, who would you like to be with? Jeremiah, Jennifer, Irving, or maybe you want to be in a group of which you will lead?
Yeah, that's fine, honestly.
So Terrence, you would like to be a leader as well? Yes, no?
This is Jennifer. Jacqueline asked to be in my group. So.
Jackie?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Jackie. And we need one more person that would join that group. Who would like to join Jennifer and Jackie?
I'll join.
Tara? Okay, Tara. All right.
Yeah.
So we have group number 1, Seaver, Jasmine, Rita. Group number 2, Jennifer, Jackie, Tara. All right. That's good. Who would like to join Jeremiah, perhaps? At this point, you know, it doesn't really matter. You will figure out. Again, you
I'll
can.
join.
Okay, so Sadiru is going to be with Jeremiah, and we need another person, a 3rd student.
I'll join.
Stephanie. Good. Stephanie. All right. Who would like to join Irving or be a leader of another group?
I can join, Irving.
Devin Joy?
Yeah, sure.
Devin Joy.
I can join also, Professor.
Good. Devin Joy, give me a second. And Joanna. Okay, Joanna. You're going to be group number 4. So it's going to be Irving, Devin Joy, and Joanna. All right. Okay. Now we need more leaders.
I'll be a leader.
Eileen. Eileen. Good.
I'll join Eileen.
I'll join too.
Eileen too.
Okay, hold on. RJ, because what I need you, RJ, is actually to change your RJ to your name. Otherwise, I don't know who you are. You can click on that in your Zoom settings. Oh, Thank you, Romain. So would you like to be with Eileen in a group, Romain?
Yeah.
Uh-huh, good.
I'll join Sue.
And Vanessa. Okay, good. Romain and Vanessa. I'll post all of that, so don't panic if you don't have time to write everything. Lisbeth, would you like to be a leader of the group?
Yeah, I actually already have a group with Alma and Chalani.
Fantastic. Lisbeth, Alma, and Chalani. Oops, sorry, Chalani. Okay, you guys are gonna be group number 6. All right, next, who hasn't? Kim, would you like to?
I'll be a leader.
You'll be a leader. Okay, good. Kim, who else?
I'll join.
Can I join as well?
Okay, so Jenny and Monica, right? You'll join Kim.
Yes.
Jenny and Monica. Fantastic. Excellent. Number 8. We are running out of options. Let's see who's left. Didi, you are left. Would you like to be a leader of the group?
That's okay.
Okay, Didi. Good. People who haven't been chosen for the groups. Who would like to join Didi?
I would like to join.
Victoria. Good. Victoria. One more? Somebody else? Okay, I'll keep asking. So we have Louis. Louis, would you like to join a group or be a leader of a group? Thomas, the same question to you. Tyrell?
Can I be the leader?
Yeah, sure. Thomas would like to be a leader. Okay. So let's see. Callista, which group would you like to join? Didi and Victoria or Thomas? Didi and Victoria. Okay, good. So Callista is going to be your 3rd member. All right, so while I'm doing this, those who are already in groups, use the private chat function. So if you click on the arrow underneath everyone, you can reach your group members. What you need to do is to exchange your emails and your phone numbers so you can work together and you can reach each other. Callista. All right, so let's see who is left. Terrence, would you like to join Thomas? Sure, Terrence says. Okay, so Thomas, Terrence, and we need one more person. Chijima, would you?
I'll join, Professor.
Louis. Okay, Louis. So you guys are group number 9, and we have the last group. So that's whoever hasn't joined the group, and that is Chidima, and you will decide who the leader will be when you talk to each other. Chidima. Who else hasn't been assigned to a group? Who did I miss? There's got to be 2 more people. Tyrell. Okay, Tyrell. And one last person. Let's see. Who else is not in the group? Sierra, Didi, Tara, Jenny, Monica. I'm just reading the names. Kim, Elizabeth, Vanessa, Jackie, Romain, Sadiru, Ring, Stephanie, Eileen, David, Joy. Okay, I don't see it, whoever is missing, but fine. Okay, so let me do it again. Group number 1, Sever, Jasmine, Rita. Group number 2, Jennifer, Jackie, Tara. Group number 3, Jeremiah, Sadiru, Stephanie. Group number 4, Irving, Devon, Joy, Joanna. Group number 5, Eileen, Romain, Vanessa. Group number 6, Lisbeth, Alma, Cholani. Group number 7, Kim, Jenny, Monica. Group number 8, Didi, Victoria Callista. Group number 9, Thomas Terrence Lewis. And group number 10 is Chijimi and Tyrell. But again, we're missing, oh, I see that somebody left, that's why. Okay, so use this time quickly to exchange the useful information between the three of you. And the final thing is, let's see what we need for next week. Again, one required thing and the rest is optional. So at the bottom of week 1, which is today, let's see, we have what's due next week. So I'm looking at the bottom. It says CD training due September 10th before class. You should post the second page, the page that has your score, into your Google Doc and send me an invitation so I can join it. You should read chapter 4 of the textbook. It's the ethical behavior of psychologists. You can take, if you want to, but you don't have to, the pre-quiz for chapter 4. And I'm asking you to perhaps post 2 to 3 activities. And if you want to join the lecture on Tuesday, I will send you the new Zoom link that will be only good for Tuesdays. So there will be 2 Zoom links, one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays. And on the syllabus, this is the last thing that I'll say, on the syllabus, there is also now a link to Zoom office hours for me, if you need to talk to me before for anything. Yes, Tyrell, ask me a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering who was in my group again.
Okay, let's see. Go back to Tyrell. Chidima. Chidima, can you identify yourself? There she is. Do you have a video, Chidima? A camera? Okay, Tyrell, so she's officially present in class, but she's not at her computer or at her phone. So what you should do is, her last name is Ibezim, I-B-E-Z-I-M, and the first name is Chidima, C-H-I-D-I-M-M-A. So you should email her, chidima.ibezim@cix.csi.cuny.edu. And of course, if this person disappears, then we'll have to reassign you to somebody else next Tuesday. Okay, guys, I will see you on Tuesday. For those of you who would like to be present at the lecture, it's optional. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Thursday, a week from today. The class is over.
Thank you. Enjoy your Labor Day.
I will. You should enjoy it too.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.